Hello everyone. Today it's time to do another video. Yesterday when I posted on my Facebook business page, I showed you cards made by the Blossoms in Bloom. And I told you I made some in different colors and I had sent some away, so I made a few extras. And here they are. This is the one I posted yesterday with magenta, and then I did the contrast color of the rich raspberry. This one I did with Daffodil Delight and Seaside Spray for the little flowers. Oh, and all the leaves are in Pear Pizzazz. And then this one I did in Poppy Parade with the So Saffron. And then I matched the color of the label with the little flowers in each card. So today we're going to do a different card. It's the same stamp set, but this one is using the dies with it. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. We're not making this color today. Today I want to use the Misty Moonlight. So that's what we'll start with. So we need this die, and we need this die. I started packaging my dies right inside the stamp set. I saw some other demonstrators doing that, and I thought, I'm going to try it with some of my new sets and see if I like it. And I find it very handy because it's right there with the stamp set when you need it. So this one has two big dies in it, so I did 2 layers. I just taped them together at the top. The bottom layer, it has a sticky back to it. This one does too. I just haven't pulled the sticky off. And so it stuck right to my case. And I cut this layer out of the Seaside Spray. And then I cut this layer to make the frame. Okay? So that's the parts that we're using today. So I'm just going to put these away. We're only using the big stamp set today, and then the Thinking of You words. It's kind of a big stamp set, or a big stamp. So I use my biggest glass die. It's not my favorite because it's so big, but it's just a little bit too big for the next size down. So I'm making do. Okay, so this is the Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to get a messy paper here. Oh, this is really messy. And I'll stamp on. This is 5 1/4 by 4. Now for this one, you want to, because of these leaves going out beyond what's on this stamp, the die goes a little bit wider than that. So I've discovered you need to do it pretty close to the right side and kind of center it top to bottom. And that's how we'll stamp it and see how that goes. Yeah, a little bit of ink didn't transfer. Put it down again. Put those 2 spots. No, I'm going to take a new sheet. Don't like when I make a mess. And I don't think I cut this paper quite down to 5 1/4 yet. So I'm going to just stamp it a little bit down here, and I'll trim it down. that's going to have to do. I'll just trim it for a sec. There we go. Okay, so I've already pre-cut the 2 die pieces, and when I cut the white one, I actually put it on a sticky sheet first, so it's a little bit tacky on the back, and that will make it easy to put it together here. You want it to fit quite exactly there. Now the other way that you can do this, which I actually did when I made the heather one, is to just use a sponge, just making it a wee bit wet. And we'll use this instead. So this is my silicone sheet, and it doesn't matter if you get glue on it because you can just wipe it right off. So, whoops, using the wrong one here. Okay, I'm going to put a blob of glue here. Just put my sponge in there. You just don't really want to shift your design too much because then it'll get sticky on the front anyway. Alrighty, we'll put this aside. And I will stick this right over top of this one, which we stamped. Well, that worked out pretty good. I'm just over a wee bit down here and kind of an even amount there, so that's all good. Doesn't that look beautiful? So you've got the seaside spray layer, the tiny little thin lines of the white layer, and then the stamped underneath with the misty moonlight. Okay, now I have a misty moonlight piece of cardstock somewhere here. Stick this over top. A few little rough edges here. An even edge all the way around. And it's that easy. So it looks like a lot more work than that, but now we have to still do the label. And I did pre-cut it, I just don't know where I put it. Well, I guess I'll be pre-cutting another one. I used a 3/4 inch wide piece of the Misty Moonlight cardstock, and we're using the Everyday Label punch. And this obviously isn't going to punch out this whole shape, but I didn't want the whole shape. I just kind of want the center part like this. Just enough to get this thinking of you on there. So just when you're going to punch, you just want to make sure you've got it kind of centered across the middle there. That looks pretty good. And there we go. So now we'll use our buddy on that. Get out the Versamark. Stamp this in the center. Move. And this is my white embossing powder, which I keep in a different container because it's much easier. Now this is going to be noisy for a second. And there we have the label. Now you can add this with dimensionals, or you can just glue it down flat, whatever your preference is. I glued this one down flat, so maybe I'll use some dimensionals on this one just so you can see the difference. There we go. And on this one I use pearls, so on this one I will use some rhinestones. And again, you can decide which way you like it better. I'm going to put 3 on each side. Oops. I'll do the center first. There we go. And inside you can stamp whatever you like, whatever the reason is for sending this thinking of you card to someone. It could be for thinking of you on your birthday, or thinking of you as you're going through a difficult time, or in the loss of a loved one. So this one's raised a bit, this one's not, this one's got rhinestones, this one's got pearls. You decide which you like better, and hopefully you'll get a chance to make a card like this too. All the information for here is, this is my hostess code for June, and the information for reaching my my store is on my Facebook page, Inkspired Creations. That's it for now. Bye-bye.